Welcome to another mobile edition of Fitness D TV. Today we are going to be talking about why your exercise program does not work. There's lots of people out there that have been involved in lots of exercise programs and they said, I'm not getting any results. Why isn't it working? Okay, here's the bottom line. There's only two reasons why your exercise program doesn't work. One of them is you're not doing it the right way, which is usually the case, unfortunately. I'm brutally honest, and you're going to see that a lot in these, especially the mobile edition of Fitness D TV, because I got time on my hands right now, time to be honest with you. All right, and the honest answer is a lot of people don't know how to exercise, or they get an exercise program and they don't do it the way they're supposed to be doing it. The other reason is that the program itself sucks. Not to put too fine a point on it. Your program sucks. It's an ineffective program, and you're never going to get any lasting results out of it because it just simply doesn't work. Okay, and unfortunately, there are programs out there like that. Believe it or not, they're the exception rather than the rule. As many infomercials as there are out there that promise six-pack abs in 20 minutes a day and blah 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 blah. That's all crap. By the way, I sincerely hope that you don't fall for that, because it's simply not true. However, a lot of those pieces of equipment, if you use them properly, you can get a lot out of that piece of equipment. But most people don't use them properly. They use them for 20 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and they think they're going to get results out of it, and that's not using that piece of equipment properly. Okay, if you bought that marketing hype and then turned around and bought the product, I'm sorry. You should sell it on eBay. Or Craigslist these days, I guess. But the point is that the program itself is ineffective, or you're not doing the program the right way. So we'll start with the you aren't doing it the right way. We'll start with that, and then we'll move on. Basically, what people usually do wrong in their exercise program is they either don't follow the directions as far as the order of the workouts, how you're supposed to do them, whatever the directions say for that particular exercise program. They either don't follow the directions properly, or they don't work out, and this is usually the case, they don't work out intensely enough. Okay, you can do, say, push-ups. Just total, normal, basic body weight movement. Very, very effective. Always been a great exercise. Always will be. Okay? Push-ups. You can do push-ups in such a way so that you will get a lot of benefit from doing those push-ups. Or you can do push-ups in such a way that you get almost no benefit out of doing them, because you're not doing enough of them. You're not going down far enough. You're stopping before you're really all that tired. You're not pushing yourself past your limits. Okay, every single exercise falls into exactly that same category. You can do it the wrong way and not get the results from it because you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're not pushing yourself hard enough, or you're physically not doing the exercise the way that it's supposed to be done. And that's just inexcusable. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's true, because there is so much information for free all over the internet about how to, especially body weight exercises. If you're doing squats, lunges, dips, push-ups, any plyometric exercise of any kind, if you're doing any of those things wrong, you know what? I got no sympathy for you, because there is so much information out there. And if you're any of Shanna or my clients, then there's definitely no excuse for you doing stuff wrong, because we are both totally available to you to ask questions about what it is that you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so if you're doing exercises incorrectly, then that's on you. You're doing it wrong, and that's why you're not getting results, because you're not doing them right. Okay, or you're not doing them intensely enough or often enough. You could do 50 push-ups, say, and that's the most push-ups you can do. By the time you get done, you can't even push yourself up off the floor because you're so wiped out. You did them right. Good job. Good on you. Okay, but then you don't do them again for 2 weeks. Well, that's not going to be effective either. Okay, you've got to do your exercises, and I mean any exercises: cardiovascular training, resistance training, body weight exercises, yoga, plyometrics. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what your exercise program is. You have got to do it effectively, you have got to do it properly, and you have got to do it consistently. If you don't consistently exercise outside the comfort zone, into that zone of sweating, being uncomfortable, wanting to stop, if you don't get yourself into that zone every time you exercise, you're not going to get any results. Okay? You might initially, we'll use an example from history here. I won't mention any names because I don't go that route. But there was a particularly popular chain of fitness facilities at one point that had people doing this type of circuit workout. Okay? Circuit training basically means moving from one exercise to the next with little or no rest in between. And it's actually a very effective form of exercise. But this particular chain had all the people doing exactly the same thing. They would do exactly the same thing regardless of their situation, regardless of their level of fitness or whatever. And they would do it again and again and again. Long after those people's body had gotten used to it, long after their body was not getting anything else out of it, they just kept doing the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, they were consistent, but they weren't intense. Okay, they were doing the same things over and over again, consistently, over and over, which is great. You're supposed to do things over and over like that, but if you don't push yourself to the point of being uncomfortable, you're not going to see any results. And this particular establishment had a lot of fame for quite a while because people got great results for a minute. Just for a minute. People were getting great results, and there was one of these chains popping up on every corner. Okay, because people were getting great results until they realized that the circuit training system that they had only worked if they upped the intensity. They upped the intensity, started making it harder, started modifying the way that people did the workouts and everything. And as soon as it started getting hard, guess what happened? They lost most of their customers. Because most people are just not willing to do what it takes. That's what it boils down to. They're willing to get out there for, 20, 30, maybe 40 minutes, 2, 3, maybe 4 days a week. At first, they start getting some results. They're really happy, and then their body plateaus because that's not enough exercise. It's not frequently enough. It's not intense enough, and they just don't get any more results. And so that same thing can happen to you. If you don't work out consistently enough and intensely enough and effectively enough, meaning doing exercises and not just individual exercises, but total workouts that are effective for you, whatever your goal is, whatever your fitness goal is, you're not going to get results. Okay, so you have got to do effective programs, and you have got to do them consistently. You have got to do them intensely. Okay, it's just that simple. So if your exercise program isn't working, talking to you, Mr. and Mrs. John Q. America, if your exercise program isn't working, it's because you are either doing it wrong or because the program itself is not an effective program. It's just that simple. Don't go blaming someone else, okay? If you're not doing it right, then that's on you. You need to figure out what you're doing wrong and start doing it right. If you think you're doing it right and you're getting outside your comfort zone and everything, and you're still not getting the results that you want to get, then guess what? It's time for a new program. Alright, and that can be whatever you want it to be. Bodyweight exercises, obviously Shannon and I are big P90X, Beachbody fans. We'd be happy to tell you about any of those programs because they're totally awesome. You can learn all about it at fitnessdestinations.com. We love those programs. We know they're effective because they're done ourselves. You can get involved in sports, yoga, whatever your thing is. Okay, I'm not here to tell you what you need to do. I'm just here to tell you that regardless of what you do, it has to be done in a certain way if you want to get results from it. Okay, that's the bottom line. It has to be done in that certain way consistently over the course of time. There's no quick fixes. There are no quick fixes when it comes to health and fitness. If it took you 10 years to put on those 50 pounds, thankfully it's not going to take you 10 years to lose it, but it's going to take you more than a month. Okay, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some consistent effort on your part. That's just the bottom line. It's the way it is. If you're not prepared to do the work over the course of time, you're not going to get the results. All right, it's just that simple. Alright, so that's it for today on Fitness D TV. I will look forward to seeing all of you next time around.